Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the GC Release Radar. I am Snowy, otherwise known as Count Fracula, and this week's releases are good. Good releases. Wouldn't be talking about them if they weren't, I suppose. We shall start with Orwell, Ignorance is Strength. This is a sequel to the game Orwell, and that is basically a game about being in a mass surveillance culture. Hooray! The joys! You play as a government agent in both of these games, actually, and basically, if you played the first Orwell, this is more of that, but I'll explain it a little bit more for the people who haven't played the first Orwell. You use a computer-style interface to go through various sort of scenarios where you uncover bits of the truth and expose things to the public that they need to know, or make things up to preserve what the order is in the country at the moment. So basically, how conspiracy theorists think a government probably works, but at the same time, I don't have enough faith in any government to actually be competent enough to keep this secret. That's just me. You might disagree. Anyway, yeah, this is that. It's quite interesting. It's £7.19, which is about $10, but you can get both games in a bundle for $10.78, which is about $13 to $14. That's pretty good. Pretty damn good. Now then, this being an episode of sequels, I mean it's not, it's just these two, but we're going to talk about Cube 2, Q-U-B-E 2. The first Cube was a first-person puzzle them up, and the second one is again one of those, because, you know, why do things different, I suppose. If you know what you're good at, do that. But anyway, yes, you are an archaeologist. You wake up in the ruins of an ancient alien landscape, and you need to do various things with the structure, solving a lot of puzzles to get out. And, you know, I like a good puzzle game. A first-person puzzle game especially tends to be, when executed well, quite good. Cough. Portal. Cough. A lot of people compared the first Cube to Portal in a way, and I think in a positive manner, definitely. And this second game does seem to be taking a lot of the inspiration, especially when it comes to Portal 2, actually, when it comes to things like the landscape. And the level design is it's not as crisp as Portal 1, but it's also not as decrepit as Portal 2, so it's sort of in between them. But yeah, good first-person puzzling, I like that kind of thing. I'm going to talk about an expansion to a game now, something I don't do very often, but this is an exception to me because it is an expansion to one of the best early access games in the world, Kerbal Space Program. Now, if you don't know what Kerbal Space Program is, go and watch someone play that, or go and buy that and play that, because it is one of the best space program simulators you will ever play in your life, and to be honest, one of the most realistic space simulators once you actually get something into space, which is surprisingly difficult. Anyway, there is an expansion. It is called the Making History expansion, and it adds a lot of interesting things. It adds a lot of new parts to the already large library of parts that you can add to your spacecraft, space plane, ship, space station, weird ramp that you ramp off the moon in a car with to get back to Earth. That's the thing I've seen done. It's madness. So, more parts to do stupid shit like that. A variety of pre-made missions which actually take inspiration from our own space exploration. So I should imagine that these will include things like going to the moon for the first time with people, or like the first orbit, loads of different things like that. That'll be quite interesting. And most interestingly of all, is interestingly a word? Yes, it is. You will now be able to build your own missions within the game, meaning you can sort of make your own parameters, and this will be like, you get to the moon but only with so many parts or so many stages, lots of brilliant, interesting things can come of this, and you can actually share these missions that you've created with lots of other members of the Kerbal Space Program community. Meaning, community-made levels, but in a game as complex and as amazing as this. I'm down for that. I'm really down for that. That sounds very interesting. It's priced at $12.99 and it is currently in my cart. And finally, the most gorgeous game on this list visually, in terms of both its art style and its art direction, Ghost of a Tale. Now, that name is in reference to the fact that you're playing as a mouse. Because of course. And this game has already received very, very positive reviews on Steam. 614 reviews, overwhelmingly positive. That's always a good sign. And this game looks absolutely stunning. You're playing, it's a stealth game, very much in the line of Thief and other games like that. A bit of Dishonored in there, but you are playing as a mouse with a load of other anthropomorphized animals such as rats, frogs, lots of other things, and you're trying to explore this place called Dwindling Heights, and they have fucking nailed this game in terms of its theme and in terms of everything. It looks like if someone had made a 90s adventure game today, because that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like the kind of thing that LucasArts would have come up with years and years and years ago when they were still making really good games. And they've made it in this with a really nice engine, really amazing characters, just brilliant. I want to get this game. It's £20. I'm pretty tempted, to be honest. I'm probably going to get this game, and you should certainly have a look at it. That brings us to the end of this release radar. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a like, subscribe, or a share, whatever you fancy. Our social links are down in the description. If you're watching the broadcast, hello! Hope you're enjoying it. If you're not watching the broadcast, stay tuned for that on Saturdays at 2 p.m. Central Time in America, because, you know, it's all the content we have for the upcoming week in a nice big thing with extras and, you know, exclusive content, exclusive news, little bits in between. It's all really great, and you can join in some live chat with us, so that's a thing. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.